as you have probably seen, if you're an ISO, what you've seen is when you come to Aldelo now, we are a POS company first, and we look at POS solutions as a vital part of what we do. And as part of that, we're training you guys on how to be a point of sale solution provider. That is, you take the product we have, combine it with your uh, knowledge and expertise, get some hardware, and combine it into a total solution. The solution that we're talking about for our merchants or for the customer is to help them be more productive and more profitable. So today we're going to talk about Masa and how it is the essential piece of a total solution puzzle that you guys are going to be putting together. Masa is becoming, or phone apps are becoming more and more critical. I started to say important, but more and more critical to the success of restaurants. And it has something to do with pandemic, but it also has to do a lot with the changing dynamics of how restaurants are run, how consumers, customers are wanting to interact with the restaurant, and how they're wanting to be more technology interactive. This has been coming around for a while. We were one of the early adopters of this technology, and we have continued with our products to continue to develop and make them more interactive, easier for the consumer to use, as well as for the restaurant to offer to their customers. To give you an idea of how important this is, there was a recent survey done by a company called Hospitality Technology Magazine. And this magazine has now published their findings from their survey they did the last of 2021. Now, the survey is very pertinent toward what we're talking about today. And from that, let's talk about some of the results of that survey. 66% of the restaurants said they wanted QR codes at the table for ordering. That's pretty dramatic when you think about how many tabletop restaurants there are. There's a lot of restaurants, 66% of the ones responding here said they wanted to be able to have QR code ordering at the table. 69% want their own mobile app. They want to be able to have an app for just their restaurant. 70% want cashless tipping. Are you seeing a pattern here where they are getting away from a point of sale device? They're getting away from a server having to be at the table. They're looking for something that is going to allow them more freedom and more interaction with their diner. Next up, 74% want an alternative to a physical menu. That is placing a QR code on the table that allows the restaurant diner to then scan that code and pop the menu up on their phone. 74% of the restaurants want that ability. Another 74% want the ability to have curbside pickup. That is being able to order on the phone and have it being picked up at curbside. Again, no interaction between a phone call, nothing like that. It is strictly an app that allows them to order and have it picked up curbside. 77% want the ability to have a customer order via mobile device. So this is getting more and more important. That's over 3/4 of the restaurant survey said they want to be able to have the customer order via mobile device. Now, that's not saying order for delivery. That's just ordering in general, being able to order in-house, as well as what we're calling off-prem or off-premises dining, which would be curbside pickup delivery. All those order types going through a mobile device. And then 81% of the restaurants want the customers to be able to pay via mobile device. I went out last night, and as conclusion of the dinner, I was presented a ticket with a QR code. I scanned the QR code, was able to pay via my Apple Pay device on my phone, and I was in and out quicker than if I had given my card to a server who then had to go run the card, print the ticket, and come back again for me to sign it. I was in and out much quicker using payment by a mobile device. 81% of restaurants surveyed said they wanted that same ability to do that. And then the biggest one of all was 91% said they want to have online ordering. That's huge. That's way up over pre-COVID numbers. So if you're not offering an answer to those requirements, then you're missing out. And that's what we're showing you today, is that restaurants are wanting more and more technology for the consumer to interact than they have ever before. So do you have an answer for that? And the answer is, yeah, you do. It's Masa Plus. You have the answer they're looking for that does the online ordering, the curbside pickup, the pay by the mobile device, the cashless tipping. All those things are covered and more with the Masa browser app. You do have the online ordering that's included at no charge. And this is a big deal. Just this one thing alone can save them well over $100 a month by using the Masa online ordering versus other third-party applications. $100 would be cheap on another system. For us, it's included. So when you're approaching them, that restaurant, you need to bring up the online ordering that is included with the system, as well as the ordering via the app. You also can talk about multiple store gift cards, which is included. And we keep talking about multiple store cards because it is a multiple store program. There's one level of gift card, which is a single store, and then obviously multiple stores takes it to a whole nother level. And it's a little more of an accounting, not a nightmare, but it can be if they don't know how to do it on a multiple store level. We are able to handle that easily, where you can sell at one store, redeem at another, and then add to the balance so that even another store. So multiple store gift cards is a big deal. They can also be plastic cards and or electronic, digital. The Masa app has a wallet, a digital wallet in there that will keep up with the multiple balances that the gift cards can have, because you can have more than one gift card in your Masa wallet. Then there's the multiple store loyalty. The same thing about keeping track of the different points at the different that are earned at different stores. We are able to track that and keep up with that over a small chain. One of the key things about our system is the way our points and the points that are earned are then redeemed. We'll get into that in a little bit, but that is a big deal with our system. And then of course, QR code ordering. I'm showing here a picture of the code being at the table side. There's more to that type of self-order and self-pay using QR codes. We'll get into that shortly. To know that all four of these are included with the Masa app at no charge. All they have to do is process with Aldelo Pay and they get all these things. So what is this? How does this benefit the restaurant? Well, there's an immediate sales increase. Now, this is something that we have seen internally. When they add online ordering, which could include curbside or pickup orders, as well as delivery. So online ordering is not just delivery. It used to be only for delivery. Now it's more, it's a broader spectrum and includes the curbside pickups as well as in-store pickups. Yes, delivery, but you can also order online for dine-in. That's something I didn't add to the slides, but you can do that. So online ordering has now taken off on a whole other tangent. Where it used to be just for delivery, it is now way broader, much more broad. Then you have the QR code ordering. We are going to get into that here just in a minute and in depth. But just know that these areas that we've added here with the Masa app, what we have found is that the restaurants that are utilizing this technology have up to a 30% increase in sales just by adding Masa. They did nothing else different. Just by adding the Masa app, using this technology that we offer to them, 30% sales increase, and there's no cost. There's no additional cost for online ordering. There's no additional cost at all. Just process cards, and then 30% sales increase. That's big numbers. So you start talking to a restaurant about how you can increase their sales up to 30%, they're going to listen to you. And that's why we're suggesting that you lead with the Masa app. So why do they want to do self-ordering and self-pay? That was a big number in that survey, that they wanted to be able to do just that. Well, first off, it eliminates the labor shortages that they're having a problem with now. Restaurants across the country are having trouble getting people to go to work. Simply, in all staff positions, they're having trouble getting people to work as a waiter, kitchen, food runner, everywhere. Well, this eliminates that problem totally by taking the requirement to order to the customer level, letting the customer be the one that places their own order. That eliminates or reduces some of the staff requirements. Therefore, it does reduce labor. It's a cost reduction. It's an absolute profit generator simply because it doesn't cost them anything to run this. It does improve restaurant flow, but there's a caution here. If you start having all of your customers doing self-ordering, we see that it can cause a flow problem for the kitchen. If you had 50 tables and all 50 of them decided to order at the same time, it's going to flood the kitchen and overwhelm them. So we have seen where the online ordering or ordering through the Masa app can cause a problem for the restaurant in that they have too much business. Now they will say that's a good problem to have. Maybe it is, but it will cause a problem if they get too many people using this at one time. And of course, the customer now, they can't be complaining about speed of service because they're the one placing the order. They don't have to look around and look for that waiter to come place that order for them. They can do their own ordering and payment without having to wait on anybody to get that done. That's a big deal for a lot of customers these days. So how is Aldelo helping? Well, we've been doing this now for a short while, a few months, and we've seen how this is paying off for the restaurants that are utilizing this technology. We have printed up and have been sending out stickers. This is an 8x8 door sticker that they literally paste to the window or to the door next, or the window next to the door. And this allows that customer to then scan that QR code and bring up the menu for that restaurant. It is obviously restaurant specific. This does not have to be on the window, even though it can be. It can be placed anywhere. And obviously it can be duplicated. So you can have multiple of these stickers around the restaurant. We also have 4-inch by 4-inch table stickers. These are table specific in that they are placed at each table. They are then linked, that code specifically linked to a table in the point of sale, so that when that customer scans that code, the system knows that they are at table whatever. So it is table specific. We do ship these in groups of 10 or 20 to the restaurant. We are not charging for these. And the reason being is we know that if the restaurant is using these, they will then have an increase in sales. We've seen it time and again. So this is one way we are investing in the productivity of the restaurant by having these stickers that we're now shipping and giving out. We've not had anybody complain about them. In fact, they're enjoying the benefits of them. We will ship additional table stickers, and they're in groups of 10 or 20, depending on how many they'd like to have. If the restaurant doesn't want to use our stickers, the system can be, you can generate your own stickers by table for the restaurant. Those other areas, we allow them to do that on their own. What they would do is create a run of sticker codes that would then be sent to a third-party printer, and they would print them. But the people who are using our stickers have certainly had the benefits of that. And we are shipping these out and have been for a few months. We also are shipping out stickers for the rewards points. They can, the same thing, it's an 8x8 sticker. It is restaurant specific, and it uses Masa to earn and track rewards. So as they are making their purchases and dining, they are earning those rewards. And the unique thing about it is that the rewards in our program are able to be redeemed at every purchase. You don't have a minimum. You don't have to say after 10 visits, you get a free thing. You get your rewards points are able to be accumulated, tracked by Masa, but they are also offered for redemption every time you come in. We keep track of those in the program. They are tracked, your balances are in your Masa wallet, and it can be redeemed at any point. That's something very unique about our system that we think is a much of an advantage. It's a definite advantage. And you should talk about that with your restaurant prospect of how this is an advantage for them. One of the top reasons that loyalty programs fail is because sometimes the reward is too hard to earn. It takes too many visits to earn or too many purchases to earn. With the Aldelo program through the Masa wallet, you can redeem those points at your next purchase. So it does make the program a lot more desirable, if you will. We also have been shipping stickers for gift cards. So you can buy your gift card through the Masa program. This is restaurant specific, obviously. And you can use Masa to track balances. You can have multiple cards in your Masa wallet. You're not limited to just one. So the multiple cards are tracked and can be used and redeemed for purchases. They can be redeemed in person or remotely via special code. So if you're at home and want to use your gift card to make a purchase online, you can do that. If you're calling in, you can use the system will generate a specific code. It's a one-time code that has to be utilized in a matter of seconds, not hours. So that code has to be used very quickly, or it has to be regenerated with a new code. But that is one way of redeeming. So you can redeem in person, you can redeem via the Masa app, or you can redeem via code that you use on the phone. You can also buy and send gift cards via text. So I could buy a gift card for someone and then send that to their phone, that then would then create their own Masa Plus program on their phone for them to track their own balances. So we're telling you that we think you should have Masa take the lead. That don't go into a restaurant prospect thinking that you just have to go in and talk credit card. Don't think you have to walk in and just talk point of sale. Based upon the survey and the requirements and needs of those restaurants, the restaurateur is more interested in that 30% sales increase. They're going to be more interested in how you can take and interact now between their restaurant and the customer via technology. So use Masa as the lead when talking to restaurant prospects. This is a quote from an article that we found. The overall contactless payment market is expected to surpass 4.6 trillion by the year 2027, with North America poised to be the leading market for QR code-based transactions. That's Masa. So it is expected that the Masa app or the Masa type apps are what's going to be the lead going forward in the restaurant industry. And you should pay attention to that and use that when approaching restaurant prospects. And those prospects could be tableside, where QR codes are going to be utilized to bring up menus, nutrition information, as well as be able to place their own order and pay for their own order. I love the concept of food trucks. I think putting a QR code sticker on the side of the food truck is the way to multiply exponentially the sales of that truck. Instead of having to wait in line to get up to the window to place my order, I can scan that QR code, place my own order, pay for my order, and have them call me when my food is ready. I love the idea of QR codes on the side of a food truck. That would work in any situation like that. Then there's the food court, where you could take and put the tabletop QR code in the food court, allowing that person then to enter their own order and go pick it up at the window. I love this. Another one I thought was really unique was stadiums and venues, where can you imagine sitting at a stadium and looking in front of you on the seat in front of you on the back, there's a QR code that says scan here to order your drinks. Scanning that QR code, placing that order, then that vendor knows what seat you're in. They would then have the food runner just deliver the food to you. I love the idea of stadiums and venues using QR codes for ordering. Then there's bar seating. No more need to have the waitress being running back and forth. Tabletop, QR code, order, pay, and then the drinks are delivered. It's a great concept. Then how about coffee shops and cafes? Coffee shops particularly are filled with technology savvy people, and they alone would love to have the ability to use a Masa app on their phone to place those orders. Cafes, similar situation. Then there's dine-in, curbside, and I added parking lot. We had a customer during the pandemic who was shut down for internal dining. So inside dining was not happening. They took QR codes and placed them in the parking lot specific to that parking spot. So you would drive up, scan the code, place your order, and the food runner would come out knowing what spot you were in and deliver your food there. We also had another customer who took the QR code, expanded it quite large, 2 feet by 2 feet, put it in their window. They would then have people drive up, scan that code from their car, place the order, and then go park, and it would then be brought out to them. This is huge, and I think we're missing the boat by not approaching the restaurants with this type of information of what they can do with the Masa app. So we're telling you that you need to get to know Masa. You need to embrace the product. You have to know how to use it. It is going to be vital to your success going forward. So do you need training? Well, we have training. We have employees that is their sole purpose in life, is to train you on the Aldelo Express products. If you need training on Masa, let us know, and we will get you in touch with our people who will train you and take the time to get you successful with this product. All right, Jeff, what kind of questions do we have that we need to bring up?
Actually, we've been handling all the questions. So this has worked out wonderfully.
All right, anything we need to bring up that would be a benefit to everyone?
I think you covered it here,
All
sir.
right.
I think you did a really great job.
All right, well, let's open it up then. You can unmute yourselves and ask questions of us directly. The Mesa app has the ability to have hours of operation, as well as you can then go into Mesa and, I don't say turn it off, but you can stop taking orders. It's a
As well as
manual thing.
you can also set a prep time.
Yeah,
So you can throttle them by setting a prep time.
that's a good
Can
point,
you-
Jeff. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, you could set a prep time that would say it's going to take a little bit longer for this particular order. You can
Okay,
set
good.
those up. But yeah,
All right.
this also, when you guys are talking about going into a restaurant, and we're telling you, talk about Mesa, talk about how you can take online orders. But I want you to also pay attention to how the flow in the kitchen is. Adding a kitchen printer to a restaurant kitchen may not sound like a lot, but financially it's not. But to the flow of the kitchen, it can be huge difference. The more prep devices you have scattered around the kitchen, the better the flow. So when you're taking into account the design of the system, you need to remember to take into account the kitchen flow. And will it be better served with additional printers, or will it be better served with a kitchen video system? Take that into account when you start talking about the flow of the system, because you're going to add, when you add the Mesa to it, you're adding 30% business. Well, the kitchen better be able to handle that 30%, and they may not under their current configuration. So just throw in one kitchen printer in the kitchen probably is not going to be good enough. You're going to probably have to have additional devices scattered around to the different prep areas to really truly have a good effect on the restaurant. So Jeff and we were putting this together. What we found was an overwhelming amount of information. And you and I talked this morning about how we could spend hours talking about the different things that QR codes mean to a restaurant. I want our referral partners to really grasp the concept and start utilizing that, bringing that up, showing to the restaurant owner how easy it is to use. A QR code is just a quick way of addressing a website. So I would think I'd take a QR code and attach it to my business card on the backside and have that QR code be my website. Take that customer to your site via that QR code. They can see for themselves how stupid easy this is and how quick it is.
Yeah, this would be one of those things. We've had a couple of people here asking, are gift cards and rewards cards the same thing? Can they use gift and loyalty interchangeably? Gift and loyalty are two separate things, but when they print up these cards, having their a QR code for their gift, a QR code for their loyalty, a QR code for their website can all be put on that one card. You can have three. I mean, putting 3 QR codes on there the size of a nickel is pretty darn simple and would easily fit on a card. You could even utilize, of course, the front and back. Mm-hmm. And so that is, easy to do.
Now, again, Jeff, you just hit on something that you and I played with. It is taking the QR codes and shrinking. How small can you go? I think you and I played around and we found that we could go as small as a dime if they were really high quality printed codes.
And so it depends a little bit on the device.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between iPhones and which generation of iPhones you're using and which generation of Android you're using. But you absolutely could do this. And you can get down to about a dime size, and we were hitting it from across a 600 square foot room. So mm-hmm. Probably 15 feet away, pretty easily. And over and over and over again, we were playing like we were kids. but it was pretty easy to do. Moving it to a nickel means it works on just about every phone device that's been made for generations. So it makes it a lot easier. And it's also just a lot easier for you in the store to hit as somebody's trying to, wave their card in front of you. And I found that to be a pretty decent size. And then, if people are just really blind, you got to move it to a size of a quarter. Great. It's a lot of information to put on a quarter size thing, and it works really well. And at that, if your quality is a little less on the printing or something like that, the lines are a little less perfect. A quarter size makes up for that a little bit. So they don't have to be huge.
No.
At the same time, though, we were talking this morning, one of the places I like to eat at, and I know they do this, they blew theirs up on their front window to be 2 foot by 2 foot. And so that was pretty impressive. And that way you could literally scan it across the parking lot.
Yeah.
Do
a drive-by.
Yep. And that's what they were thriving on.
Well, we sent out these stickers. These are 8-inch by 8-inch. They can generate their own, but this has been a revenue producer for the restaurant as well as for us because their credit card revenues are going up. This would be the same thing for you guys. I see a question, how to print 2 copy in the kitchen. What's been the answer to that for years has been two-ply paper, a yellow and a white copy. That's been the suggestion for years, and the dot matrix printer will work just fine for that. So that's the poor man version. The version that I would prefer you do is have 2 different printers. Because if you have a printer issue or paper out on that one printer, your second station is now down as well. So a paper out would take 2 stations, 2 prep areas down, have 2 different printers, and then have it reroute. That's the better solution. You're talking a $400 solution. It's well worth it.
So the other way to do it is you can actually go into an Aldelo Express, and since you're allowed up to 20 kitchen printers, just make kitchen 1 and kitchen 10 the same printer. It will print to it twice. The downside to doing this, you get very busy, and of course you might have 5 print jobs that come from printer 1, and then printer 10 kicks in and prints. So they're not going to be printed together. They're going to be printed separately sometimes, and that's going to be something to be aware of. So just be aware of that. Somebody's also looking, going, hey, my answer about you cannot have the same gift card number be the rewards card number. I'm going to reiterate this because it seems like I caused a little bit of confusion. If you have a gift card, you can print multiple numbers on this card. You can have multiple QR codes on this card. And if you want to have your loyalty number on one side and your gift card number on the other, have a good time. But that's one barcode cannot be used for both. They are separate programs. You do not want to have your loyalty rewards information on your gift card. If you guys are not aware of many laws, let me enlighten you. This is one of those things. If you move your rewards points, which you're generating essentially for free as a reward to a customer, and you're putting it on a gift card in many states, including Texas, California, Vermont, you have to be able to provide a cash value for that card. So if you're generating rewards points, that person can actually cash them out for cash if you're in these states. You don't want to do that. You want to keep your loyalty and rewards separate just for that simple reason of people using it as a way of getting cash back. And it causing problems there. And believe it or not, you will have some, everybody has heard of a Karen. You will have a Karen that knows this law and will come in and do this and annoy the heck out of your staff, for her 26 cents that she generated. You definitely want them to be 2 separate barcodes for that reason alone.
Hey, the good point is, though, with the Aldelo Pay and with the Masa Plus, you can redeem your rewards every time you make a purchase.
Yep.
That's on the tender screen. It's an option on the tender to utilize those reward points every time you make a purchase.
And somebody's asking, can we use a third party to print gift cards?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
please do.
Yes.
You can print them, we can print them, just print the right bin ranges. Have a good time.
Yep.
All you do is generate a bin list from the cloud and give that to your favorite provider, and you can use any provider you like. Have a good time. The nice part is a QR code's a QR code's a QR code. There's a standard for this. So, and we actually have videos on our YouTube site about how to get that, as well as on our Aldelo website, aldelo.com/gift. That information's there for you.